Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gamers In Podcast. I am RelayTS alongside me, Crenbeast. Today, we're going to break down Fortnite, talk about some TV shows that just released, and honestly, we don't really have a plan, but we're back, and we're excited to be back. Cren, what do you want to start it off with?
What's up? It's been a while. I don't think we said the last two episodes that we were going to upload consistently every week,
Yeah.
and we haven't posted in 3 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And it's okay. We're back. Gamers In Podcast. Some changes coming soon. Still some announcements coming soon. Those announcements are on a pause, but they will be coming soon, and we'll explain everything once we do announce.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Fortnite Chapter 3, Season 3 upcoming. We kind of know what's happening. In other terms, we have no clue what's actually happening. Apparently, there's going to be Darth Vader and Buzz Lightyear and all kind of stuff. So we'll get into that. We have a Phase 1 winner. That's good. It wasn't what anybody was thinking. But we have a winner, $1 million, go him. It wasn't a G Fuel sponsorship. They just kind of dropped him, and now it's Ghost, apparently. So we're back, though. We have so much to talk about and so little to talk about. So what do you want to start with?
Well, I mean, I think there's only one thing to start with, and that's the event. Every time Fortnite's ever put on an event, it's been something that, even if you don't play Fortnite, you're gonna want to see it. It's a production. It's like a movie. It's like a 15-minute movie that's free that you're gonna want to watch with your friends.
Yeah.
So I mean, and this isn't just any event, by the way. This is like a huge event. This is arguably like bigger than as big as some of the end events, just because of how long this has been built up. This war between the IO and the 7. I mean, it goes all the way back to the beginning of Fortnite. Obviously, this isn't like the end of the war. Like, the end of the war probably isn't going to be till Chapter 3, or
Could
maybe
be.
yeah, maybe it is,
Could be a
but
new
who
war.
knows? Who knows? Maybe it adds another team in there. Who knows? But
The 8.
yeah. Well, I could see like Singularity going off and making her own team because she has like bad relations with the 7 right now, and the voice lines are saying like they don't trust her, and she's Singularity. Donald Mustard said like a year and a half ago, Singularity is going to be a big thing in Fortnite. But yeah, basically we need to talk about that event because it's a war. It's in space. It's on the island. It's
The Death Star, maybe? We don't
Darth
know.
Vader. Like what?
Yeah. Apparently, freaking, I don't even know it. Obi-Wan's been on the map the whole time, apparently. Who knows anything? But let's start from the beginning. So in the beginning, in the 70s, Donald Buster was born. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't even know where to start with this because I feel like most people don't even know the basics of what's going on.
They don't.
Because Fortnite has not done a good job recently of even pushing the storyline at all. So, um, I guess we need to explain one thing that a lot of people who are really into it know, but a lot of people don't even understand. So Singularity, who really keeps talking about, Singularity was the girl in Chapter 1, Season 9, who once the volcano destroyed a bunch of stuff, she rebuilt Tilted into Neo Tilted. She rebuilt Retail Row into Mega Mall. She built the platform. She basically urbanized all of the Fortnite map at the time. And then she's the one who built the mecha team leader who killed the robot. And then she flew off in it. We haven't seen her since, or so we thought. She is also known as Paradigm in the 7. So the whole time up until recently, we thought there were two, even though me and Relay both had theories about them being the same person like over half a year ago, but
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. We know for a fact now that it's the same person, so Singularity is part of the 7, but apparently she got cut off with the other parts of the 7 because the beginning of Chapter 3, we learned that they didn't trust her. Um, Apparently she did something, which I just think it was a misunderstanding. I personally think that what she did was build the island up and go to the island when they didn't want her to, because she was the only member of the 7 until the scientist that we even knew about, but we didn't know she was the 7. The storyline is crazy.
It, it's
I'm just, it's crazy.
it's almost crazy in a bad way to where like it's all over the place, and like Fortnite is explaining it good for people who play Fortnite every single day, but for the casual person who's hopping on once a week, once a month, like I know like half of my TikTok comment section is what's even happening in the event. They don't even know it's a war between the IO and the 7. Like I feel like the marketing for other events has been easier because it hasn't been this like deep, if you want to say it, like with all the details in it. Like you have the mecha team leader, you have the collider, then you have the IO, then you have the 7, then you have the Iceman, then
Yeah.
you have Darth Vader, then you have like where did all this stuff like it got built up over the years, but I feel like, I don't know, somewhere down the line it kind of like lost some steam, and then they first built the war back up. Now it's like, I don't know. I feel like the marketing has been a little bit off going into this event. I've been doing as best as I possibly can to like explain to people,
Yeah.
like what's happening, and like the ice moon. I bet you 99% of people who are watching this podcast have no idea what that is. Like,
Yeah.
because like if you don't play, you don't know, and even if you play, you might not know because you have to be in like the actual the storyline lore fan to know.
Yeah. Well, also, a lot of people don't even know past that. Like, to even dumb it down even further. So, last season, so when the map flipped, the IO were stuck on the other side.
Yeah,
We came to this side. And the IO last season, they dug through the map because we know it's hollow. They dug through, got to our side, and now they are building like basically kind of a doomsday type device, or the collision, the collider, or whatever it's called. We don't know what it's going to do. We have theories, but well, he might have theories. I have no theories. I don't even know what's happening right now. But that's in essence, it's the seven versus the IO. It's just a war. It's just a war. That's the reason building got taken away at the beginning of this season because they used some sort of technology to cut it off. Um, we're still using combat SMGs. Apparently, we're.
but it just sucks so bad because like even me making theories now, they're not doing as well because why would someone look at a theory of something they don't have no idea about? So like the grand
True.
master marketing plan they've had for all the past events is not totally working this time. Like even Cypher, has Cypher even said much about this event? I haven't really seen much about it. I mean, I know Top 5 Gaming still talking about it. But yeah,
Cypher's done some videos, but it's typical.
yeah,
It's typical Cypher where he
yeah.
talks about it for 5 minutes and then finishes the game that he started and
Yeah.
doesn't even talk about anything and gets a million views. So go him. But yeah, no, it's super weird. Because well, I think the thing is too, this season you can really tell that there are leaks, but unless they're just really tight on it, they have told the leakers like, hey, hold back. Like, don't give them everything. Which
Yeah.
typically, when we don't get as many leaks as we do normally, that means it's something crazy is going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
they typically want more leaks, and we've gotten some, but we haven't gotten like, hey, this is exactly what's going to happen. Here's where we're going to end up in start of season 3. We haven't gotten any of that, which we typically do.
And it's weird
So
because I feel like most of the evidence we have, or most of the things that we think are going to happen, are all literally 99% of them are all speculated. Like the only thing we know for sure is it's the IO versus the 7. But we don't know what this
yep.
collider is going to do. We don't know what Paradigm's going to do with the robot. We don't know if we're even going to be on the Ice Moon. And it's all this stuff like, are we going to leave the loop to go to the Ice Moon? Is the Ice Moon coming to us with the collider? Like almost everything is everything's so vague, and like you said, the end event, like we knew a lot of stuff going into it. Every single other event we've known a lot of stuff. So I feel like with the rumors of the downtime being a little bit longer, with us not knowing as much, and with the loop potentially being involved, I think that's something that they don't want leaked, because if we lead the loop, that's a way bigger deal than anybody knows. If you're even a small Fortnite fan, like that's a huge deal. Leaving the loop is leaving Battle Royale. Like this event could literally be the transition period to go into that creative 2.0. Like who knows what happens here? Like leaving the loop
Yeah.
knowingly. Like if we went to the Iceman, we're basically knowingly leaving the loop. That's insane. We've never done that, except we didn't knowingly do it though in season 2, chapter 2.
Well, one thing that the collider could be is like a collision of worlds. So they could be trying to collide, like connect it. Because the whole thing that they want, the IO wants to control the 0 point basically. They want to control it. We still don't really know the reason, but we know they want to have control of the 0 point. So it could be a situation where they are trying to trap more worlds into the 0 point. They're trying to trap, like, it could be a collision of the ice moon where you kind of like can hop back and forth between the maps or something like that. I don't know. Crazy. Probably not that, but there's a lot of theories. You never know because
Yeah.
apparently this one's going to be big. We've heard about this. This is one of the things that Donald Mustard talked about.
Yeah.
Like when he said, this is my favorite season, until the next. He
Yep.
said so in season 7. He was like, season 8 is like, what's coming up. It's one of my favorite seasons. Until the next one, that's when we were like, oh crap, it's not season 9, it's chapter 3. But then he was like, oh yeah, until that one thing.
Yeah.
I think this is that one
It
thing.
is. I think it is too. Like it.
Because Donald Muster, we know his favorite thing of all time is Star Wars, and DC Comics, he's big into that, but Star Wars is his thing. So like, I think they're doing something major because he loves Darth Vader. I think whatever's happening now is going to collide with Star Wars in some way, and I think that's, and it makes sense. The Kenobi show just came out.
Yeah.
More Star Wars stuff coming out like all the time.
And the
So
Battle Pass leak, like I don't
yeah,
know. Like I feel like a lot of it, like I agree that Star Wars thing, but like I think it might be a little bit bigger than Star Wars. Like until that one thing, like it can't just be a Star Wars collab because we've had all
no,
these
I don't
collabs.
think it's the collab. I think it's going to be ingrained into the game, similar. So like, how they did the collab with Stranger Things and you had the portals that like
Yeah.
changed the way you played at Mega Mall. I think it's going to be something like that, but much bigger. So like, for example, what I was saying with the collision of worlds. So the collider could be colliding our island with, quote, the ice moon, which could actually be the Death Star. So like, there's something on the island that takes us to the Death Star. So, because they've already tested with this, when the UFOs sucked us up in season 7 or whatever,
Yeah.
like we were not on the map anymore. We were actually above it on those UFOs. So like, there could be a situation where we can be on the map and there's certain places that actually take us in outer space onto that, and then we can come back to the map. Like, you never know. I think it's going to be something like that, but not just where you're on it for a mini game, where you can actually
Yeah.
go there, and if it's in the zone, you stay there. Like, I think there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of possibilities, but I do think it's going to be big. We have no clue.
And
We have no
with
clue.
his favorite character being Singularity too, like when he did that Instagram story where he said
Mm-hmm.
something's big gonna, we
He also
haven't
mentioned
seen,
Midas.
yeah, and we haven't seen anything happen with Midas or Singularity, and he keeps saying that they're gonna be the two biggest storyline characters. Like something has to happen with her. I don't know what it's gonna be
I
yet.
am almost giving up on Midas. If we get
I
Midas
know,
back,
dude.
I don't even know, like 48 hours subathon. I don't even know, because me and you both have made videos. We've talked
I
about it.
probably made 50.
I would Midas coming back would be like, that's the equivalent of Stranger Things spoiler coming up. If you haven't seen Stranger Things
Yep.
yet, cover your ears
Spoiler.
for 5 seconds. That's the equivalent of Hopper being, quote, dead, but actually not being dead,
Yep.
or Elle getting her powers back. Like that, like Midas come. All right, spoiler over. Midas coming back, crazy. Like we need that. Like, we don't want that.
We need that.
We don't wake up and it's like, oh, it'd be nice to have we need
That's
that.
like the pumps coming back as well. Like
Oh,
the people who are in love with the gameplay, they need that. They need the pumps. The people who are in love with the storyline, we need Midas. We need that, dude.
we need it. We need it, dude. Well, also, everything in this season or this chapter has mirrored chapter 2. Like, our map
On the
mirror
dot.
and our map mirrors chapter 1, but the story mirrors chapter 2, because freaking, okay, right now we're in season 2 end event. The season 2 end, it look in the middle of the map. There's a big device. There's a big device being built. What happened at the end of season 2 and chapter 2? A big device was built.
Well, even
It was
bigger than
opposite.
that, the device was in the ground. Now it's above the ground.
Yeah,
So,
and the last time it was us who built it, and Midas, who we didn't know was really one of us, but
yeah.
he was. He built it. It was the IO trying to stop it. This time the IO built this device. We're trying to stop it. I keep saying we. I'm just always going to assume we're on the 7 side. I don't care. People can say the IO are the good guys, but they're wrong. And then, so there's a lot of leaks that the rivers and stuff could dry up leading into next season. What happened in season 3? It flooded. Literally the exact opposite is happening right now. Also, if that volcano explodes and becomes a volcano again, that's going to look even more like the chapter 1 map, because it's almost in the same place.
It's like a triple mirror effect.
And Sunny Steps is right behind it. Like, okay, hear me out. Whoa. Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. Okay, so volcano explodes. Like, breaks everything around it. Okay. And there's a flood at the same time, or maybe it causes a flood, whatever. What if, boom, explodes, all that water to the kind of the right of it, to the east of it, all dries up, becomes nothing, becomes like dirt or whatever. Over the next season, it grows into a forest. Literally would look exactly like, Wailing Woods or whatever was there right by the. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess at that point it was Lonely Lodge, but like that's where the forest was. It would look what literally the idea that we were on the original map at the first that what everyone said. What if we're watching it transform into that map over time?
Like, remember when I made that theory when I said we're 1,000 years in the past or whatever, like as far as like the map and everything, like dude, like I don't know, man. This is the part, but this is the part like where Fortnite loses like the casual people cuz like, we're so into this. We know what's happening, but like dude, no, there's no way a casual person's going to come back to this game and be like, "Oh yeah, I know exactly what's happening. This is so easy." You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep,
it's way
that's what
deeper
we're
than
here
so
for.
yeah, it's like I don't know, man. They need to like clear it up a little bit for the casuals. Um
Yeah, true.
and not like rely on us to because like not everybody's gonna watch this podcast. Not I hope they do, but
Yeah, no, true. It's weird. It's weird that they're not hyping it up. I still think something big is coming.
oh yeah,
And there's a lot of creators that are going to be streaming it, and that makes me think that their marketing tactic has been to like under promise, don't tell anybody what's happening, and then low key slide some money to those bigger creators, get them streaming it, get them
slide
on
some money to
board.
me, Donald.
Yeah, exactly. Get them on board, and then on the day of the event, it explodes because nobody knew what was coming, and they freaking take
And
us
it's
back to the
just
chapter one map or
I
something
yeah,
like something crazy.
and that's why I think like Creative 2.0 might be implemented like now, like something big, like literal game, not just battle royale changing, like
The
game
block.
changing. Yeah, like something game changing just come into the game. I
Yeah.
think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a turning point. Like he said, it's that part. It's not just an event. It's into that one part. Like the fact that he said that is just gives me chills almost, dude. Like
Oh no, I had the hiccups.
who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah. No, in the collider could also be collision of worlds. They could actually be doing what Midas attempted to do, but like in a different way. They could be. Whoa, wait a minute. What if Midas was actually bad the whole time?
But he wanted to break the loop.
He or we thought. No, I agree. I think Midas is a good guy, but what if he actually was employed by the IO? What if that's what they were trying to do? No, because they stopped it with the flood. Maybe it didn't work how they wanted it to. Maybe when he glitched through, they were like, "Wait, what?" I don't know.
Well, yeah, because I mean, a lot of accidents happened in that Doomsday Device event to where we accidentally went to that white room and nothing,
We were in
literally
their office.
nothing went to plan for any of the teams.
Yeah, true. Well,
It was just
unless Midas was trying to do that.
yeah.
Well, I guess it ended up not working for him. I don't know. But anyway, Midas has to make a return. Jules has to make a return. Maybe Jules can build us the pump back. Maybe we'll get that back.
Get rid of these
Um,
guns, dude. Let's talk about the gameplay for a little bit. Like we all know about the event. It's gonna be amazing. Be there Saturday 4 p.m. EST. It's gonna be awesome. I'll be streaming it. Cren will probably be
at
streaming it.
RelayTS or at Crenbeast.
Everybody will be streaming it on Twitch. So go over there. At least watch it. Who cares who you watch? Just watch the event. It's gonna be something to it's gonna be entertaining. But moving on from the event.
You watch. Watch one of us.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Watch one of us. Moving on from the event, let's talk about the gameplay. Dude, like, me and Cran talked about this off stream, and, like, I'm serious about this. Like, these guns, man, they're like,
Fake.
it feels like the makeshift shotgun, man. It's just like, what are these plastic, weird, malfunctioning guns doing on my damn island when we have the AR and the pump sitting in the damn vault? What is happening, dude? Give me the regular old loophole. It's not always good to move on. Remember that, kids. Applies to you too. And it's not always good to move on. We need to stick to the roots that worked and go back to what everyone loved.
Epic Games, you done messed up. You have brought Scary Face
Yeah,
TS
hire me,
back to
damn
the
it. I'll
chat.
work for 15 an hour. Oh, 15,000 an hour, that is.
Yeah, what you talking about? Anyway, no, I agree. It's bad. Like
It is bad. It genuinely is
it's to
bad.
it's to the point to where you could throw me the tac shotgun and
I'd be happy.
I would fumble over it to get there. I would drop everything in my inventory to get the tack. The lever. And the lever's not even OG. Just give me something.
The
Like,
charge, dude. I'd rather have the
yeah, I take the
charge.
charge. Yeah, I should switch mouse and keyboard. I could actually use the charge now.
Like,
Like,
dude, it's like the fact that Timmy, who's 9, who just got out of his second grade class or third grade class, can come with his combat SMG and run through 85 of my builds when we complained about the spray meta for 3 months last season and just kill me just like that when I one pump him with, or don't one pump him, but I hit him for 185 my striker and he kills me. That doesn't make sense. It never made sense, dude. Like, one pumping with the pump makes more sense than that because at least you have to get into the situation to do that. You don't just run and, you know what I'm saying?
the drumming can just suck it, dude. The drum sucks. The striker sucks.
Every single gun in the game right now can go, and I'd be happy.
I don't mind the AUG. I don't mind the AUG.
Even that's overpowered though, dude. If you have decent aim, man.
It's overpowered in no builds for sure. Building kind of combats it, but I don't mind it. But it's always been that way. I do think they should probably make it because it's all AUGs. Like they should probably make it to where there's a like the original burst where it's just like the normal like FAMAS like at the gray, green, blue level, and then the legendary, the purple and gold or from AUGs. That would be fine. Do you remember when there was when it was a 3-round burst
Yeah.
and they like the beginning of season 3, it was still a 3-round. So the freaking it was what's her name's? It was Ocean's 3-round
Ocean's Burst.
freaking burst, bro. I mean, you could kill somebody. It was like 65 damage. You could literally kill somebody with 150 health in one like just dead.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, just I don't know. I
We
don't
need
know. I
bosses
don't know what
back,
I don't
too.
want. Yeah, we do need bosses back. Like, what? Like,
Well, we have
nobody even talks about them though. Like,
no. I couldn't even tell you. I know like Gunner is one of them, I believe.
and
But
then
like,
Sloan.
yeah. But Sloan's been here. Sloan's been a boss for 45 seasons now.
Yeah.
We need like an actual storyline. Like season 2, chapter 2 was bad to a lot of people for comp players, but it was so much fun in the sense that you had Midas, you had
Sky.
the shark Sky, you had Tiantina was a piece of crap,
Brutus.
nobody liked her, but Brutus. You had so much stuff. It was so much fun. You could do the 4 corner challenge. They were all over the place. It so much fun. And we don't have that.
We need
don't have it.
chaos. We need the old loophole. We need so many things, but it just right now. I'm just like the gameplay as a whole. It needs a total revamp. Arena has needed a revamp for 80 billion seasons, and we still haven't gotten it. Please, for the love of God, bring back late game. Give me a revamp. This weapon wrap thing for incentives of getting the champs is not enough. That's like getting one Skittle instead of a whole pack of Skittles and you pay $2. Like, we need something incentivize like grinding this game. That's why Valorant is still successful. People are grinding for Radiant and all that stuff. Like, I don't know, man. We need rank modes, like incentives.
Yeah, no, they need to rework it. It doesn't need to be arena points. They need to do an actual ranked system.
Exactly.
There's a reason that works. They need to literally just copy Riot Games, do exactly what Valorant does, do exactly what League of Legends does. Like maybe revamp the point style and make it more, cartoonish, make it like a little bit easier to handle if you're not a hardcore gamer. Like you don't have to call it diamond and platinum if you don't want to, but like come on. Like we need a better system. If you still want to do your little rinky dink arena stuff, do that. But don't make it competitive. Just literally throw those points in pubs to instead of crowns, get 10,000 points and get in a wrap or something. Like you don't have to get rid of that. Just get rid of it for competitive. Like the fact that all you have to do is make champs to be able to compete for FNCS. I get it. Like I get they want as many people doing it as possible, but let's
dude, Johnny from Montana can play FNCS if he camps in the bush for 85 games straight.
From Mississippi could do that.
Yeah,
all you have to do is sit in a bush all day
and you're there.
and like because all you do is get points. Like actual ranked modes in other games, you don't necessarily know why you're getting points. Like it's based off of your performance, it's based off of your team's performance, but it's not just kills, it's not just did you win, it's not like you just have to be a good player. So it makes sure that the good players and the skilled players are rewarded. Arena is not like that. Arena just gives you points for
And
surviving the
especially
match.
not like that with the current loophole. So what we're saying here,
Oh
I know
yeah.
we're rambling, but all the things that we just complained about for 10 minutes, if you bring all those problems into one, they will all fix each other. You just need to, you know, revamp the rank system, and then the loophole. Everything will eventually work itself out, and we'll be back to a game where people go to school, talk about it, and come home and play for 8 hours. Okay, so
Yep.
anyways, if they do that, they'll have a good start with this event because I believe this event's going to do good. I know it's going to do good. Every single event does do good. So they're going to have the audience. They just need to push through. If they don't push through, me and Kren talked about this, but I know Kren's saying it's never going to die, but I know it's not going to die. I'm just saying, if it gets any worse, or if it doesn't get any better at all than this season, and it's really stale, like it's gonna hurt Fortnite. It really is. Like, I don't know, man. Like, they need they need to follow through this time. I really think that. Like, I know we've been saying that, but they need to follow through like heavily.
Yep. Yep. They need to fix some stuff, and they don't have to fix all of it. Like
No, but
if if they give us the pump, if they rework, maybe just the point system for now, like and maybe give us some map changes, we'll be happy. Just meet us halfway. Like do something.
exactly. Like, if last thing, we don't have to ramble at this all episode, but last thing, if we do not get that pump, I'm telling you right now, Donald, or whoever's watching this, imagine Donald's watching this. I'm telling you right now,
This is to you, Slicks.
if you don't get us that pump, I'm telling you, like, your game might get canceled. We need that pump. It's like
She said.
it's like your back ticket. It's like your whatever in your back pocket. You need to engage it now, dude. If you don't, if I swear to God, if we're not in season 3, if we're not using that pump, you're gonna lose 3/4 of your fan base. Like, I swear, dude, it's not gonna happen. We need it.
We need the AR too.
Yeah,
We just those are the two things that should never be taken out.
ever.
And the pump has been taken in and out. I get it, like maybe like taking out one season, putting back the next
It's
season.
been 6 months.
But come on, and the AR should never be taken out. Like that's the base weapon. And also,
Yeah.
let's talk about this. I still have beef. How did we not vote for boogie bombs? Boogie bombs are like a core staple. Like, boom, they should never leave the game. Why do we not have boogie
Well,
bombs?
I'll tell you
Dude?
why.
They're so fun
Because
all
we
the compo sweats
well,
think they're
no, because we got introduced to this no build mode, so rifts are like very handy in that mode. So I feel like in that sense. But if it could have been like keep them in builds, or
Yeah, but again, that goes back to what Fortnite is now versus what it used to be. Now it's, and I get it. I have no problem with this. I'm a competitive person, but now it's all about
winning.
what item gives me the best competitive advantage. Whereas it used to be, what's going to be the most fun? Where can I hit the most clips with?
Yeah.
Like when I look at a boogie bomb, I think, dude, I can mess somebody up. I can make them want to uninstall this game by really messing, like doing something, hitting a crazy clip on them. What kind of crazy clip you're gonna hit with a freaking Rift to go?
You know what's even crazier? Like, Epic kind of messed that up too, because why even have a voting board for those two items in the first place? They
Yeah,
should
it
be
should have
in.
been like Boogie Bomb versus Shield Bubble. Like he was gonna use well, I guess people still like the Shield Bubble
Well,
because of
it should be like something like, I don't know, dude. There shouldn't be a voting board. Just add the two items in.
no,
And
I actually like the voting board. I do like that because it engages.
oh
That's
yeah,
similar to the block. It engages the community.
but it needs to be something
Um,
like not like two fun items in my opinion. Like, I feel like Rift to Go is pretty fun.
like Dynamite and Boogie Bomb, like
Yeah,
something that are the same. Like that. That's not even the same. If you're gonna do Rift to Go, you need to do a Rift to Go and a
with
launch
another
pad
mobility
or
item.
something.
Yeah, it needs to be like the same category,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like
vehicles and
a
stuff.
Rift to Go, because Rift to Go is utility. So maybe Rift to Go and a Portafort, like something that like helps with utility, or I mean even a Shockwave, but Shockwaves are just in the game. But something
Impulse
like that.
grenades, anything.
If impulses were in. people would just that would be fun. I would every time we played, I just throw you off. I just launch you off a hill.
Exactly. Why did they take them out, dude? That's content.
I mean, think about some of the best clips in the last
Dr.
four,
Lupo and
5 years is Lupo and Ninja. Like
Ninja.
them, like their whole battle. Like it's just so many fun items being taken out. But anyway, we'll get off the subject. By the way, unvault the drum gun. That's all I have to say about that.
You mean
Well,
vault
I'm not
it?
okay. No, the drum gun, not the drum shot.
Oh yeah. Unvault the drum.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not a controller player anymore though, so I might disagree with that now.
Yeah. I think that was like obviously the not the original one, but like afterwards when it was like kind of balanced.
No, yeah, not the original. I mean that at that point, just freaking unvault the Zapatron and let people go nuts.
Yeah, but I'm
Just
yeah, I agree. Like after they fix it all, like that's actually a balanced version of like what they wanted the combat
it's
to
fun.
be.
It's way more fun than because like here's the thing too. A lot of people now are just using SMGs and they're holding like a utility 2 hills SMG and a pump or a shotgun, whatever. Um, if you have the drum gun, that'd be a perfect crossover, especially if you wanted to use a snipe for 3 guns. Your SMG could also be your drum could also be your SMG. It doesn't have to like that'd be a perfect crossover. Like it's a perfect cross between SMG and AR. And we don't really have that right now. I mean, the LMG can be that, I guess, but
Mm,
the LMG doesn't even have the distance that the drum gun did. Like that thing at distance, like it's insane. You can't use it.
yeah,
Um, but there's a lot of stuff they need to fix. But they're doing some collabs coming up. They're doing Star Wars. They're doing all kinds of stuff. One collab I think is also coming at some point during the next season, around July 1st, is going to be Stranger Things. So this is we're gonna try to limit the spoilers. We're gonna try to talk very simply, but we're gonna talk about Stranger Things for a second, and we might slip some spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet, A, what are you doing? Get your life together, go watch it. You're literally not even in school anymore, more than likely. Just go watch it. B, maybe skip forward, cover your ears. I don't know. Go. This is a really good time for you guys to go on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and follow at Crenbeast, at RelayTS, and at the gamers_den. You can go do that while we talk about Stranger Things. Let's get started. This is my favorite part. This is my
yeah.
favorite part of all time.
Honestly,
I just want everyone in the audience to know. If someone came up to me today and said, either A, you live, and if you live, Stranger Things gets wiped off the face of the universe, it never existed. Or B, you take a bullet to the head, but Stranger Things keeps going, I'd take that bullet for you guys. I just want you to know that.
because
I would never
that is
rip out.
how legendary the show is. The greatest, the most viewed. I don't know what they called it, but season 4 is the most viewed TV show like debut of all time. Oh,
It was like
worldwide.
Netflix, it like broke Netflix's record.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think previously, Stranger Things originally held it, and then it got broken, and then Stranger Things 2 held it, and then it got broken, and then
But
3 held it. And then it
that
got broken.
shows how
And
big
now
this
4 is
thing is.
Yeah, Stranger Things is unbelievable, man. So I'll say this: season 1 is, in my opinion, one of the greatest seasons of television history, like of all time, like dating back to when TV was invented. And the reason why is because it stands the test of time. You can go back now, rewatch season 1, and it's just as good as it was the first time you watched it. Well, then nothing's as good as the first time you watched it, but like it's incredible.
It's
The production,
rewatchable.
the acting, the little, if you know anything, another thing too, if you know anything about 80s culture, there's so many little bitty tidbits that a lot of people don't even get, which is really really cool. But season 2 and 3 were great. I loved them. Some people didn't like them as much. I loved
I
them.
loved both of them.
But season 4, like, guys, it's on a whole
It got even
nother
better.
level.
We didn't think it could get better. It got even better.
It's one of those things that, gosh. So I'm trying to think of what to compare it to. So like shows. I mean, Breaking Bad's a show like this, but I haven't watched it. I just know it. But like, I'm trying. So if you guys think of any show like that that is like not a comedy, like my example is Avatar. So if you ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, the whole, like, most shows have, like, they have comedic relief. They're funny. even when something serious is going on, like an Avatar, they crack like a stupid kid joke and they break up the seriousness. But then as the show winds down, when it gets to like just the crazy end, all of a sudden that comedic relief is gone, and it's just boom, scene after scene after scene of just epic, 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 like blow your mind, like twist here, twist there. That's what, and this show is still funny because it still has dust in it, it still has some stuff, but this season compared to the other seasons are insanely intense. They're horrific. They're terrifying compared to the other seasons. They have like, it feels like you're just about to, just at any moment something crazy is about to happen, and it's just serious. It actually feels like the fate of the world is in their hands. Whereas the first few seasons it did, but it kind of felt,
Yeah,
a
it was like,
little, a little cliche, but it was still really, really good. This one actually feels like, oh my god, like what the heck is going on? And see the last episode, like when we find, I'm not gonna spoil this, I'm not gonna say it, but when we find out what's actually been going on, I was on the floor, like jaw on the floor, coffee on the ground spilt, just literally trying not to just, I was trying to not to have a seizure, just to be honest.
yeah.
It was
Well,
crazy.
dude, like we're both big storyline guys. Obviously, we like the Fortnite storyline, and we're in our 20s. Like this, the fact that they,
Oh, happy late birthday, by the way.
well, I mean, it's in June. It's on June 23rd, but
Oh, happy early birthday.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen
Great,
soon.
great friends we are.
I've been calling myself 20 for a couple months, but
That's what I was confused about.
yeah.
Got you.
So, anyways, the fact that they brought together, like from the beginning, they brought the end in the beginning, and they brought it all together at the end of season 4, and just brought the whole entire storyline and the detail, like just the back and forth in season 4, the back and forth, just showing all the build up, the detail, the flashbacks. I've never seen, like you said, unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
It's awesome. And well, so oh god, it's so crazy. So throughout throughout the whole show, like you watch it and you can find little holes, right? So
Mm-hmm.
just for anybody who hasn't seen season 4, it's like, this is kind of a hole. Like, how is, the Mind Flayer doing this? Like, if you watch season 4, like through the beginning, Vecna was like getting in people's minds, but somehow physically hurting them, and it was like none of this makes sense. But the way, and throughout all the whole show, there's like a few little things where you're like, I don't understand how this makes sense. But the way that this episode 7 ended, so there's still some more episodes. The way that episode 7 ended, like
It all
literally,
it all makes sense.
it was a light bulb moment to where it brought everything full circle, and now all of a sudden, we still don't know everything. We're starting to learn, but we know the basis, so we know where it all comes from. We understand, like, and all of a sudden, those holes that we thought were holes all make sense. They're not holes. They were just genius writing, production, and
The
storytelling.
greatest, like I have chills right now. It's the greatest story ever written. Like the fact that they really pulled that off to where all those holes were finally like coming together. Like to go back to Fortnite real quick, like that's what Fortnite does wrong. They don't bring back that together. They don't bring all those holes together at the end of it. Maybe they will at the end of it. But Stranger Things did.
Got it.
They,
Yeah.
they. Oh, it's just I can't believe it, dude. I can just think about it. It's unbelievable how they did that. It doesn't make
Well,
any
you can
sense.
tell. So any show that you watch, you can tell if one of two things happened, and it's very easy to tell. Either A, they wrote the entire story out before they started, and then they followed through with it, which is what Stranger Things did. Like they obviously had this all planned out, because like little bitty things that happen in episode 1 now make sense. Like there's more stuff to it.
One sec. It's almost to the point to where you almost need to rewatch it
You
because
do.
yeah,
I would recommend everybody go rewatch it
yeah,
before volume 2 comes out.
yep.
100%. Or other shows. So there's a lot of shows that do this, but I mean Fortnite's the same way because they do collabs and stuff. But like they write one story and then it does really well, and then they're like, oh crap, Netflix or whoever wants us to make more seasons because this did really well. We need to write more stories. Like we need to add on to the storyline. Whereas originally the original story ended, but so they had to add on to it. And so instead of it being one cohesive story that just over years and years all adds up and makes sense, like that. So if you watch Lost, I know you like the ending. Most people don't. The reason is because it was so clunky. Because the Lost was supposed to be 2 seasons. They stretched it out 2 more and just made stuff up that wasn't a part of the original story. Same thing. Um, Legend of Korra is the Avatar thing that people hate because it was 1 season, then they add another season and another, so none of it makes sense. It doesn't go together. There's a lot of shows that do that. The end of show, like Breaking Bad, is the opposite. Breaking Bad, you can tell from the very beginning, and again, I haven't seen it, but I know the story and I've heard people talk about it. It was written, it was sat down in the early 2000s, and the whole story was written, and they gave themselves basically 10 years to tell the whole story.
Yep.
That's why it's all so cohesive and it works and it's great, and you can tell, and that's why shows and movies that are based on books typically are always better because they just have a story in front of them. um but God, dude, Stranger Things is good. Stranger Things is,
It's not just good. It's the greatest. It's the greatest production you'll ever see in your whole entire life. I
yeah.
genuinely think that. I think it's the greatest TV show you could ever see, like ever witness.
I mean, it's my favorite. It's been my favorite. I said that before this. It's been my favorite TV show for years now. And people thought I was just kind of, people do this thing where when something's really hyped up, they think they have to be different, and they're like, I don't like it. I like this little show that nobody else watches. Like, shut up. Stranger Things is good. There's a reason it's the #1 show in the world.
If you don't like it, you just haven't watched it. Plain and simple.
True and true. And you can't give me the whole I don't like horror stuff because you don't like horror movies. Like, there's my
I
parents
hate horror movies.
Yeah, and which another thing, by the way. So if you're a big Stranger Things fan, or if you've watched it, there's so many things that a lot of people don't realize is like paying homage to old horror movie stuff. Like the Duffer Brothers, the writers, producers of most of the episodes, but pretty much the story, they are brilliant when it comes to paying homage to old stuff. So, like, for example, first off, the whole show is kind of loosely not based off, but like the whole thought process is Stand By Me, which is based off a Stephen King thing. It's like these kids, it's like 4 kids go out trying to find a dead body. Kind of unrealistic because it's like kids trying to go do something like the cops should be doing, like same thing, Stranger Things. Um, the whole Vecna thing, the way he gets people is literally Nightmare on Elm Street, like with the whole long fingers. That's paying homage to Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger. Um, the whole spider thing with Vecna that you find out is it, because I mean, spoiler if you haven't seen it's been 40 years since it came out, so I'm sorry, but find out that it's just a spider like the whole time, a demon spider. Same thing here. Like literally every little bitty detail in that show is paying homage to an old show. You have The Exorcist with the way they go, like literally everything is paying homage to an old 80s thing. All the music, it's literally just top to bottom, brilliant. And I'm not. I mean, I was born. I'm 25. I wasn't alive in the 80s. It's not like, but I know that stuff because my parents grew up. Like I grew up on it. So it's so cool. It's so cool.
Greatest thing of all time. If you guys haven't watched it, this is like you need to go watch it. Like, it'll change your life. I think. I think it could change your life.
The scene at the end of episode 4 of this season will have you on your knees praying to whatever you believe in. Like you will be absolutely in shambles.
And the transitions, like, to that, like the way they built it up in the whole 1 hour and 41 minute and 27 second last episode, the way they built that up all the way to the transition to the end to the reveal,
yeah,
is something I'll remember for the rest
oh,
of my
with
life.
Nancy, yeah, that was crazy. And
I'll
you
remember
heard
that
it
for the
on
rest of my life.
And as you were learning about it, you heard it from him telling the story to Nancy in her mind, and you also saw it from Elle remembering what really happened.
Exactly.
So you were like piecing it together as it happened. Oh,
I
God,
watched
dude.
it 3 times. I watched the episode 7 3 times because I'm still digesting it.
So when we found out what actually happened, I went back and rewatched all the scenes that had.
Same.
I'm not going to ruin it, but had him in it, trying to see was there hints from the beginning, and they did a good job masking it. But it was definitely it was there. It was right there in front of you. There's no way you would have known. Like if anybody says they predicted exactly what it is before you found out, they're lying. That was one of the craziest twists. Like me and my roommate who were watching, we predicted parts of it. Like we predicted the whole one thing we predicted, like some other stuff. He literally said, "This is a spoiler, guys. Major spoiler. So if you haven't watched it,
Major spoiler.
skip 15 seconds. Just be safe. I'll be quick. Skip 15 seconds now." He literally said at the beginning of episode 7 that he was like, Vecna is gonna pan to him with the number 001 on his arm. He literally said that. Literally, that's how the whole show ends. Like that's how the whole episode ends. Crazy. But anyway, but there's no way. Spoilers kind of over. There's no way anybody could have actually known
No. Oh no.
that it was like who it was.
And not to
like,
mention,
I mean?
dude, like that could have been the end of season 4, and everyone would have been satisfied. The fact that we have.
By the way, I was wrong
4?
about the episodes. By the way, I don't know if
mean?
you've seen. So there's more episodes, but there's only 2.
Yeah,
there's
only 2
more
but
episodes.
they're like 3 hours long.
Yeah, one's 2.5 hours, and one's like a little over 2 hours. So it's like we have almost 5 hours of content left. So basically, like 5 episodes. So
the fact that we still have season 4 left is insane, and they haven't even. I don't think they've started recording season 5. Like, it's probably gonna be another 2 years, to be honest with you, but it's gonna be worth it.
I don't know. We'll see. I think they're planning on getting it out next summer. From what I've just heard from listening to podcasts and stuff, because they waited so long. I think I'm pretty sure they have. Actually,
they're not gonna have a global pandemic holding them back this time. So.
Oh God, I hope not. Knock on all the wood in the world.
Yep.
Well, not all of it. But bad jokes. But anyway, yeah, no, Stranger Things is good. Relay, you started Outer Banks. How is it?
I'm on episode 5. I can already see like where people are like how they get hooked and everything. Like, I like it. Good. I like it a lot. I think I have to watch a little bit more, but I like the whole concept of trying to find the treasure and like, you know, the dad's story, like everything. I think it's really gonna like turn into something like, oh my God, like this is like the way they're building up John B characters.
There'll be parts of it that blows your mind. It's really good. By the way, I will say this because I'm struggling with the same thing. Watching it right after finishing Stranger Things season 4 is probably not smart, and the reason is Outer Banks, in my opinion, is top 4 show on Netflix, like Netflix original. Like it's one of the greatest Netflix shows. Like it's unbelievable. But you're watching it right after.
It's not going to compare. I already knew that though.
So when I finished Stranger Things, I went on a binge Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday trying to find something else that like to fill that hole. Like literally, I started Game of Thrones Relay, and I love that kind of storyline. And Game of Thrones is considered maybe the greatest show of all time. Like it's in that conversation, and I am having a hard time watching it because like all I want to do is listen to somebody talk.
But guys, he refuses. He refuses to start.
I started Breaking Bad. I watched 1 episode and I couldn't do it, but it has nothing to do with it being bad. I
agree with that. Hold on, I agree with that because I tried to finish Ozarks.
It's hard.
I couldn't finish Ozarks.
Stranger Things season 4 was literally the equivalent of finishing season 4 of Fortnite. Like it was like nothing is ever going to compare in Fortnite.
So like
even though it's not bad, it's like you remember how good it was then. Like
I literally had to rewatch. I like skimmed through season 1, season 2, and season 3, and then I rewatched season 4 last night, and now I started Outer Banks, and I'm starting to like like I'll probably still rewatch Stranger Things again before the July one come out, but like right now I'm gonna watch Outer Banks because I'm finally like, okay, I can finally sit down and watch this show, but like I can't finish Ozarks right now. I'm not in the mood. It's just like a whole different storyline. I don't know, it's more slow, like it's way different. It's way more, I feel like, methodical or whatever. I don't really know how this guy.
And I love Ozark. I personally actually like Outer Banks better than Ozark, which is some people might say crazy. Outer Banks is probably more popular. It's definitely more popular. Outer Banks actually held that title for most viewed season before this one broke it. Mm-hmm. That's who held it. Well, actually, I think Last Kingdom actually broke it at one point, which Last Kingdom is actually 2 on my Netflix list. Last Kingdom is the closest thing to Stranger Things.
Never seen
Last Kingdom.
I gotta watch it.
I'm telling you, maybe the greatest ending in TV history. In my TV history, I can't compare it.
How many seasons is it?
5. So there's 5 seasons. So it's hard to explain because it sounds so boring. And I tried to watch it like over the course of 2 years. I started the first episode literally like 10 times. I just couldn't do it because it has unbelievable ratings. Everybody who watches it, like literally everyone who watches it is like a cult follower of it. Like it's that popular. But
It's hard to get into it.
it's hard to because it's a timepiece, right? So it's about like back in the 10th century or so. Um, it's about a guy named Uhtred, who it's all loosely based on real events, but it's completely dramatic and it's books. So it's dude wrote books, but like basically this dude, he was born into Saxon kingdom. Bebbanburg is the name of it, but which is basically Christian. So it was like right after the whole Christian thing exploded. So he was in like before England became England. It was like four kingdoms, and he was born into a Christian one. But this is when the Vikings were invading and doing all this stuff. He got kidnapped and was raised a Dane or basically a Viking kind of. So he grew up like that, like kind of basically was portrayed as like a savage, but he's Christian or he has Christian bloodlines or Saxon bloodlines. So the whole show is like kind of him teetering back and forth between like who he actually is. So it's hard to explain because it doesn't sound, you just got to watch it, dude. It's unbelievable. And I'm telling you, you're going to get to a point to where there is one person on this earth in fake universes that I think could take L on. And it's not Thanos. It's not,
It's someone in Last
Thor.
Kingdom.
It's Uhtred of Beppenberg, and he didn't have the show doesn't have magic or well, sometimes, but it's literally it's not magic or powers or anything like. And I think he could take her. Like that's how incredible of a character he is. Like I'm telling you, you would lay your life down for him after watching one season.
Okay.
It's insane.
I
It's
might have
really
to do
good.
that after Outer Banks.
Last Kingdom's good. So my Netflix list would be Stranger Things, and then Last Kingdom, not right under it, but pretty close under it, and then like massive gap, like going around the world like 50 times, and then Outer Banks. Like that would be, and I love Outer Banks, but like those two shows are just on a whole different level in my opinion. And it's mainly for Last Kingdom, it's mainly because of the way it ends. Like I'm not ashamed to admit this. I probably cried for a solid 30 minutes. Not because it was over, but just because of how it ended. It was freaking beautiful, man. You guys all need to watch it. It's crazy.
Not an
But
ad, by the way.
not an ad. I did just do a thing with Netflix and Stranger Things, but this is
Yeah.
not an ad. This is not an ad. You guys should go watch that and show that video.
It
some
could have been
love,
an
though.
ad.
But
Pay us, will you?
yeah,
Netflix.
Netflix. Hey, dude, I'll make a video. Like,
I'll
if
make 25 videos a
so,
day.
and something for you to look forward to in Last Kingdom. So what actually happened was, so it's based on books. So there was like 10 books. So the 5 seasons were directed and filmed based on those books. After they finished it, they wrapped the whole thing up. More books were written actually, like recently, and by the guy. And I love this. Instead of making more seasons, which they could have done, which would have ruined it because it ended so perfectly, they're actually making movies on it.
Okay.
Like they're
Yeah.
making movies, which so that's something to look forward to if you guys want to get into it. It's not just like it ends, like you actually have something else to look forward to.
I
And
hope
be a
they do
cult
that. I think they're
follower
gonna do.
am.
I literally think they're gonna do that. With Stranger Things, like they're gonna, because they already talked about doing spin-offs and
Possibly.
like all that stuff. So
Possibly.
like I think with going back to Stranger Things, not really a spoiler. No, this isn't a spoiler. I think they could have a whole entire movie about Elle and certain characters in.
give us like a hardcore prequel. Give us like exactly how Elle was like. Give us a prequel that includes Brenner. Like I want to know his because I have a theory, man. I think Brenner has powers. I'm just gonna say it. I think Brenner.
I almost obviously like how does he, how would he not, like, you know what I'm
Someone
saying?
made it. So my friend, shout out Bushy, he made a good point. So you know the scene that
Spoiler.
L spoiler, yeah, spoiler. L the whole show is a spoiler, but not really. We've done a good job. Just spoiler for I don't know, just if you hear me
There's
keep
no
talking
way the
about it,
people
skip
who
forward.
are there's no way they're in here for how many times he said spoiler.
Yeah, you've left by now, so I'm just gonna assume you've seen it. And if you haven't, why? But anyway, so the scene where like when Eleven is like first gets into the place, she doesn't have her powers. She meets Brenner. She runs away. Right, the second time actually after they sedated her, the second time she runs away, she like hits Brenner, runs away. She gets to the end of the hall. They capture her again. Boom, powers are
I
back,
know
blows
exactly what
everyone
we're
up,
talking about. I know exactly.
and
Yep.
And it's like, oh, she has powers, and then she tries to blow Brenner away, and he goes, "You didn't think it'd be that easy, did you?" What if he's the one who actually did that? What if he freaking boomed everything, and it wasn't her, and she thought it was her? Like,
Dude, I know a bigger theory. I know a bigger theory. In the trailer for Volume 2, there's an explosion with Elle standing behind it. What if Elle finds out about Brenner's powers and blows up the entire thing because of it?
I'm telling you, man. Because here's the thing. Like I said,
I'm making
all the
that
loose
theory. I'm making
ends.
that theory on TikTok, dude, on everything I am.
Dude, it makes me so mad. I have to get permission to make theories.
Yeah.
But all, and I've made multiple Stranger Things theories. That's actually, they've gotten millions of views. That's actually how I ended up getting those things. But frick, that makes me so upset. But so, how does Brenner know? Like, because here, we did learn this. So, spoiler again, the kid. The reason that Brenner, well, actually, I guess we did get that short up because the reason that Brenner originally found him was because he was a psychiatrist. But what if Brenner like chose that specifically because he was actually the original one like that? He's 000. Like, what
I
if
think it is
he's
because there's no way he did however many experiments he did on these children and didn't do it to himself when he perfected it with L or one, whichever one you want to talk
well?
about. But I feel like he had to do something, dude, or he maybe had it in the beginning, like, and he tried
Well,
to recreate it.
he doesn't give them their powers though. That's the thing is like he helps them hone it because the kid had it before Brenner was even in the picture, remember? Like that's why like he was seeing Brenner. Like the kid had it like naturally apparently. So like I'm thinking like what if Brenner was like that too as a kid? Maybe that's why Brenner's
And
so
he can control
closed
it.
off
Yeah,
from society and like he had to learn his own. He thought he was the only person, found the kid, started the whole thing. And but here's the other things too is like he's very clearly teaching them how to hone it, how to control it, like what to think, how to like he tells them like he's teaching them. How do you teach somebody something you don't
yeah,
understand
yep,
yourself?
yeah. And
Brenner,
he could be a
I think
manipulator
Brenner
as
has
well.
powers. Well, he's definitely a manipulator, but
But that could be like one of his, I don't know. Maybe he
I think
controls
we
like.
I think we learned number one was the biggest manipulator though. Dude manipulated himself an entire dimension. So
Oh yeah, obviously. But I'm saying like if he went up to Elle and stopped her from, if he actually stopped her from pushing him, he has to have something with this. Like maybe he's, but he Vecna was too. Like he controlled the mind too. So like what
oh, you're saying like mind manipulated.
yeah. Like it has to be something with that. If he stopped the powers, right? He didn't like do anything with his hands or.
Maybe.
That's a really good theory, dude. That's a really, really good. We've been ranting about Stranger Things for like an hour, dude.
Well, here's my. Oh, hey, what? How are we doing on time, by the way?
I have no idea. I haven't checked.
What we at time wise?
I don't
Probably
know.
need to wrap it
I
up.
haven't checked. I haven't checked. So we're just gonna have to.
Okay. Um. Well, yeah, we'll wrap it up soon. So, another thing too, I still need to get clarified. I, so the upside down, from my understanding, I mean, we still don't know this. Like, there's a couple different theories, but like, it's looking
I have a
like,
really good theory about it.
well, like, spoiler again. So the rest of this conversation is probably gonna be spoilers. So if you want to just skip to the outro, go ahead. But um, so if you go back and watch when L like forces him into the portal, the portal is created from him. So like there's a really real possibility that the upside down is him. Like the whole thing. That's why when you step on a vine, like it affects him. Like he like everything is connected. It's a hive mind. It's all one thing. And it's because the portal was literally created by using his being and his body. The other side of that is like the upside down was already there and she just tore him open and ripped him into the upside down. Like that's possible too. But here's my thing. So he, what he was able to do was control people's minds. That's what he does. Like he can also physically do stuff to people. Like that's how he snaps and all that kind of stuff. But what if like the upside down? The reason the only part of the upside down is there is because is Hawkins is because it's literally you are in his mind dimension. Like it's his mind. So it's everything that he knows from the upside down. That's why the upside down um it's only Hawkins, right? And it's because the kid was in Hawkins. Like that's what he knows. That's all he knows is Hawkins. So, but on top of that, to go further, so we know that the upside down, the time was actually frozen there as far as like what was there from the time
because
that the gate
it's back in
opened.
time, yeah.
So
When they're in there.
so when the gate opened, he was I would actually argue before that gate opened it was probably Hawkins from the 50s. So when that first happened, or I guess in the 50s it would have been 79, it would have been like whenever this formed. So then when the gate opened, everything updated because he was able to see into our world. That's how he's able to do all the stuff. And I actually think it's literally the dimension is him, and the whole time we've been wrong about what the upside down is, and L literally created it.
Yeah, she had that power. Then she had the power to create a whole.
That's another thing too.
Dimension.
I had this conversation the other day. We were talking about like just the most overpowered characters just in DC.
I
Marvel,
think she's way more powerful than than you think. I think she's more powerful than anybody thinks in the entire world.
Well, like if she can literally create an entire dimension. Or just dimension hop or send somebody into the other dimension, like whatever you want to call it, like that already trumps a lot.
Dude, that
and she was 6 when she did that. It was just
she flipped the
power.
car in in one of the first episodes. She flipped the car with her finger.
Yeah. Well, like, remember the dimension thing though was 4 years before that.
That was even way before. Yeah, that was way before. The power that she's gonna have in Volume 2, I have a feeling, is gonna be Thanos times 2. Like it's gonna be something.
Wait. So here's the thing too. Every show does this. Every show is kind of like that has magic in it. It's kind of like, most people stem their like powers from just they think of something scary, they think of something dark in their past, and they summon the energy. And she's always done that. But when she did that portal, when she opened that dimension, which was the most raw power she's had in the entire show so far, which was when she was 6, by the way, but it was when she was getting defeated and she thought back to birth. She thought she remembered her mom. She remembered happy memories. And that was the biggest raw power. I think just wait. Just wait until she sees Hopper. Just wait until she sees Hopper. I'm telling you, it's going to be an epic scene. We're all going to cry. And then she is going to literally flip Vecna upside down, no pun intended, and just spank him. Like, it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be
like,
more
it's
than
be wild.
I want to. Oh my God. I could talk about this for the next 25 hours. Like, I think we got to, like, me and you got to do, like, we got to be, I don't know, we got to watch it sometime, like, do a watch party or something. Like, it has to be, like, this. Oh my God, dude. We could talk about this for hours. We're crunching on time. I'm pretty sure we're nearing an hour and a half, 2 hours right now.
But, all right, yeah, we'll wrap up. Let's finish on this. Okay. I saw your video earlier. It was funny because I just had this conversation yesterday. They're definitely going to kill off someone semi-main character just because they have to. Like, that's how a show like this is going to end, or that's how a season like this is going to end. Who's your pick? Who are they killing? It doesn't obviously don't have to be like one of the main 4 kids.
Does it have to be the guy who I picked?
You said it was. Just refresh me.
Spoiler: I said it was Steve.
Yeah. You said Steve. I don't agree, but
yeah, I sort of think that it doesn't have to be him because it almost makes too much sense for that to happen. Because it would line up way too well for that to be.
It would make sense.
Like that's too predictable. You know what I'm saying? It's too predictable. I feel like I don't think it can be one of the 4 kids, and I don't think it can be Hopper. I feel like it has to be either, and I don't think it's gonna be Nancy because
at this point, just put Will out of his misery. Like Jesus, dude, that kid's going through it. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, but it's not gonna be one of the 4 kids, so it's either gonna be Nancy, Steve, Robin, Eddie, or Joyce. I don't think it's gonna be Joyce though. Murray, maybe.
No shot, Joyce. No, I don't think Murray is. Well,
it's gonna be Eddie. It's gonna be Eddie or Steve or.
No, it could be Murray because Murray, like I would say originally he wasn't like as main enough. Like that would have been like killing off a side character. But like the last 3 episodes or so,
Oh yeah,
he's become one of the most likable.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, what a badass, bro. He went from like
he's literally training karate in real life, by the way.
That bro was just going nuts. I was shocked. It can't be Hopper because they've already done that.
Yeah, that would just like I think that would ruin the show. Honestly.
That's why I don't think he can be Steve, is because he has like the biggest like cult following as far as like characters. Like obviously everyone loves
people
Elle, but past that,
Steve, dude, they love Steve.
Imagine how sad it would be to see
for Dustin,
Steveless Dustin.
Yeah,
but it does make sense because like the whole Nancy thing is broing. I personally think
Eddie or Robin would almost be too light, honestly, in my opinion. I feel like it has to be someone who hits a little bit
Robin
harder.
would hit hard. Yeah. I don't know about Eddie. Robin's
been in there, yeah, for pretty much, yeah.
I think
longer.
it's Jonathan.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't really think about him.
I think it's Jonathan. And
ooh, that would suck, man.
It would make a decision easier for Nancy, even though that's a terrible thing to say. But she's obviously about to do it. Like that's the most predictable thing in the world.
That's like more predictable than freaking Midas coming back, you know.
It's definitely, anything's more predictable than that because we've been predicting it for 8 months. All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap it up. We are now a Stranger Things podcast. This was great. Go watch Last Kingdom, Stranger Things, and Breaking Bad if you haven't.
And Netflix sponsor us while you're at it.
Sponsor us. Well, guys, Relay, where can the good people of the Gamers Den podcast audience go find you?
Saturday, 12 p.m. EST. This is the only thing I'm going to promote. My 72-hour subathon. On Twitch, my 72-hour subathon at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be answering questions about the storyline because I know a lot of you guys are clueless, maybe making theories, and I have a bunch of V-Bucks to give away, 15,000 to be exact. So be there on my Twitch. That's all I need to promote.
Good deal. You can find me at Crenbeast on all platforms, the Gamers Den _podcast on all platforms. Also, for all the hardcore listeners that are always in both of our streams, we've been pushing hints. We've been telling you we have hints all the time. I promise you, wearing Adidas on our. I promise you, the Adidas hat are not a hint. I'm just throwing that out there. We're both wearing Adidas. I just want everyone to understand that's not it. But anyway, you guys.
The announcements are coming. The announcements are coming. They're in the process. It's going to happen. It's just literally a timeline, a matter of time, basically.
It's a time thing. Yeah, it's a time thing.
Hey,
it's like the clock. We have a clock. We have a massive grandfather clock sitting beside us, and time is clicking. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Peace, love, and blessings. See you guys next time.